Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, Pumas versus Sharks will be the first game in the 9th round of the 2021 Carling Currie Cup. The game will take place at the Mbombela Stadium in Nelspruit, where the Sharks have travelled up, and will kick off at 2:30. We will be live for this game. Lakanya Chongweni will be taking you through the 80 minutes. I'll be live for the Cheetahs versus the Lions game. Quite a few changes for both teams, and especially for the Sharks, who have made quite a few changes on the back of their very impressive 35-28 victory over the Bulls on Friday. But in terms of the competition, it's the 9th round and it's all starting to heat up ahead of the semi-finals, which will take place on the 4th of September before the final a week later. And then the United Rugby Championship sides of the Lions, Stormers, Sharks and the Bulls will then prepare for the United Rugby Championship, their entrance into Europe, whilst the other three sides will kind of sit in a little bit of limbo as they wait to hear exactly what will happen to them in the coming months. But in terms of the game tomorrow, before we look at the teams, please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. And we'll start with the Pumas side. A couple of players coming off the bench from the previous match, so we get to see a couple of new faces. One of them being Etienne Yannicka, who starts at Lucid. He's next to Simon Vestraat, who's been fantastic for the Pumas, one of their better performance in the Currie Cup. And, you know, if they want to try and win tomorrow, you know, him keeping up his form will go a long way to achieving that. Ige Prinsloo will be partnering him next to in the tighter position. Shay Kirkwood is somebody else who's going to get an opportunity tomorrow. He was on the bench the last time the Pumas were out, and he partners Peter van Vuren. The two-lock combination there. And then we've got some very, very good loose forwards, the likes of Daniel Martins, Pumzile Makwana, as well as Willie Engelbrecht, who is pretty much the Pumas talisman at the moment. We saw a lone stint down at the Western Province, and the Stormers have played very well there. Back at the Pumas, then Ginter Smuts, Edward Fischer, also known as Eddie Fischer, will be the halfback pairing. Eddie Fischer is a very good player, lots of experience. And then you've got the backline, which I think is probably what excites us the most. Etienne Talliard's a very, very solid finisher. But Matt Moore is making a bit of a name for himself. The inside centre, former St Andrews boy, was at the Western Province, now at the Pumas, trying to make a name for himself in South African rugby. He went over to Scotland straight after school and was part of the Munster Academy, and he's now back in South Africa. And he was partnered by Eric Cornea. Sebastian de Klerk comes into the side and the other wing, and Devin Williams returns at fullback. On the bench, Edouin Swart, Morgan Nordier, Monica Tsia is the reserve front row. Kwanda Desmaza, Kwesi Mafu, and Crystal September, Ali Ngajima, and Tapiro Mafura are the rest of the bench. Keep an eye out for Ali Ngajima. Is a very good, hard-working player. Was in some very good form during the preparation series and the likes. He's a very good player. And Crystal September is also quite a new signing. He's been there for a little under a year and is always impressed when he's given an opportunity. In terms of the Shark side, as I said, a lot of changes, and it's almost an all-new front row. Kwesi Mona and Lawrence Arjons are coming to the side, and they'll sit on either side of Kieran van Vuren, who keeps his spot. Dan Jooster on the bench. Lou Roots is a new partner in the lock pairing tomorrow, as Emil van Heerden comes into the side. Dylan Richardson, Tebelani Boli, and Henko Venter is the loose trio. Henko Venter will captain, no Pepsi Buthelezi. Quite a few players being rested for this class, which sees Henko Venter switch to 8th man. Tembelani Boli, who got yellow carded late on in the game on Friday, he will come into the side there. So then Nahamba also comes into the side. Grant Williams drops out of the 23 on the back of a man the match performance. And Buta Chamberlain comes in at fly half, and ahead of Lionel Cornea, who drops to the bench. And more players in the back line. In the midfield, as Marius Lowe and Jeremy Ward start a new centre pairing, whilst Takia Abrahams and Niall Penkler keep their positions. Anthony Folmink, who came in as a late replacement for Curran Bosch last weekend, starts at full back. Off the bench, Dan Jooster, Intutuka Mkuna, and Kuta Mkunu. So some nice players coming off the bench there. Then Jean-Andre Laboskakni will get a chance. James Venter as well. And then you got Cameron Wright, who comes in ahead of Grant Williams in the 23. Lionel Cornea, who was fantastic last weekend, will see out the match next to Marnus Porchita as well. If you look at the Sharks side, I think, you know, I'm a little bit worried. If I was a Sharks fan, I'd be a little bit worried that we're taking the Pumas a little bit lightly. I understand that it was a very physical and a very, very tough encounter on Friday, and a lot of these players have played a lot of rugby and a lot of very high sort of intensity rugby in the last sort of month. But to have made so many changes when you think it's two new props, it's a new lock, it's a new flank there, it's a new halfback and pairing completely, it's a new midfield. It's pretty much in every single section of your team there are new faces, or at least one new faces. So, you know, it's not a team that's played a lot of rugby together. So, I think that will probably be the only concern. Off the bench are some very good players. But I think, you know, like Lionel Cornea, who I thought was fantastic on Friday, would probably want to keep playing. You know, no Grant Williams. I'm not sure if there was an injury there, but he was so good on Friday, and we haven't really seen enough of him, in my opinion. I'd like to have seen more from him. So it's a bit of a juggling act for Sean Everett at the moment. But if the Pumas pitch up tomorrow, they'll be sitting there thinking, well, I think they might be taking this a bit lightly and trying to give their big players a rest. The likes of your Werner Cox, your Pepsi Buthelezi, some of the players who have been playing really, really well in the last couple of weeks. So I think there's an opportunity for the Pumas. I still back the Sharks. I think it will probably be Sharks by about 5. I don't think it'll be a walkover. I think the Pumas will provide quite stiff opposition, and they are a very, very difficult team to beat. They're very much heart in their sleeves, play with a lot of passion, and definitely bring a lot to the field every single time they take to it. Let me know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Steven. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon.